My name is VITUS King, and today I'm going to break down the lyrics to my song, Intentions. With intentions being that I was in college at the time when I started writing it, I was seeing and participating in a culture where it was all about casual hookups, and even when there was romantic attraction there were really feelings. Time and time again, I would see people just choosing to ignore that. Sometimes I was guilty of that myself even, and I really got to thinking, like, is this really what we want? Why do we do this? I really just wrote a song about what I saw. So the song starts, we're setting the scene, right? You walk into a bar, a club, whatever it might be, a house party, you see that person.
I saw your body moving, oh girl, the things you're doing. You had me weak and on the floor.
You see that person and it just catches your attention in a way you can't take your eyes off of. You're transfixed. Everything just is so captivating. You're right here. And wherever they move, you're ready to just move with them. Almost subconsciously, like it's not even something you're even thinking about. When there's any kind of attraction, there is a part of you, at least subconsciously, that's wondering, is this reciprocated? You're searching for that answer, and it's like all your senses are heightened, and they're all working together in unison to try and find that answer. Sometimes it's just a certain vibe that you're getting from somebody. You get up close to somebody, you can feel their heartbeat, that connection of that drumbeat of life can tell so many things, has so many answers, and it's that realizing, oh, this is as palpable for them as it is for me.
And then we started dancing, I felt your heartbeat slamming. I didn't know that you were falling for me, no.
The confusion there is that, what kind of attraction is it? Are you just attracted to each other, or is it something more? Is it just a physical attraction? Is it something just, casual and fun, or is there more to it? And I think at the beginning, no one ever knows. No one ever really knows. Maybe you do, maybe you'll ignore it, but maybe you just don't know. You get some alone time with each other.
You with me alone. You gave me signals, must have missed the note.
Sometimes our bodies betray us. Our mind will say, don't show your cards, keep the poker face. Our whole being just knows differently. The heart kind of contradicts the mind sometimes, and will flash and show the aces in the pocket. Sometimes the other person misses that. Sometimes you miss that coming from the other person, or you choose not to see it. Maybe you're just denying your own thoughts, your own feelings.
That's the moment that I should have known. Now you got me in the danger zone.
So, yeah, it's a little dramatic, but it's kind of that feeling. There's always that moment of realization where if someone's giving into their feelings, if someone's just letting it flow freely, and the other person is just stubbornly refusing to acknowledge the situation, you can really get caught by surprise when you make a choice to not see things for what they are. And so then, boom, there's that realization.
You got intentions, and they're not the same as mine. You never mentioned the way you feel inside. Don't attack it. So long we think tonight, I just intended to have some fun tonight.
Now you know this person's looking for more. This person wants more, and you're like, whoa, I don't. This is just fun. This is just casual. This is just here and now. I've seen people, including myself, try to push that side of it, insist that that's the case, when really in ourselves deep down, if you were to really dig deep into it, you would realize that there actually is room for something more. Maybe that is something you want. Personally, I'm a hopeless romantic. I'm a love guy. I think that we are wired, we are built to search for love, to search for that connection. I think it's a choice we make. I think it's a choice we make to teach ourselves to be desensitized, because that's vulnerable. That's a vulnerable place to go to the romance, to go to the love, to open up your heart, to open up your feelings to somebody. That's a vulnerable thing, because what if it doesn't work out? But if you never let it go there, if you keep your heart locked in a vault, then you can keep it safe. No one can steal it. So then we go to the second verse.
Somehow you got me captivated. I'm under your spell and I can't escape it. I'm too deep, it's so distressing. And now I gotta start confessing.
It's back to that captivation that you have by someone. It starts to go a bit further. Okay, we explore the depth of what these feelings are, what they could be, right? Sometimes it's like that, isn't it? Someone just gets that hold on you. You have to give in. You have to give in to the kind of emotional control that person has on you in an inescapable way, almost like a happy prisoner. It's a scary place to be, because that's where the vulnerability lies. There is a part of you that has so much power that is just now out of your hands. So then we go back to the pre-chorus, right?
That when you have me with you alone, you take my feelings out of my control. 911, someone on patrol. You're a thief, you're gonna steal my soul.
It is what it is, isn't it? At a certain point, you just gotta give in and call it like it is. And that's that moment where it's, okay, fine. Yes, you really got me like that, I don't know how you did it. You snuck up on me. You just took it from me. You didn't even ask, but you just came and took my heart. You came and took my emotions from me like that. And I didn't even say you could. Freaking thief. How could you? Right? But isn't that what we want? At the end of the day, that's exactly what we want. We just want it to go well. And you just don't know if that's how it's going to turn out. So then we go back to the chorus.
You got intentions, and they're not the same as mine. You never mentioned the way you feel inside. Don't attack it. It's a lonely thing tonight. I just intended to have some fun tonight.
There is this point in time where even after you give in, you're still trying to resist it. You're still trying to convince yourself that you have the control over your heart. Kind of this tug of war between giving in and pulling back, giving in and pulling back. And so we go back to the chorus where it's back to the no, these are your intentions, they're not mine. And then that takes us to the bridge. One of the things that was really important to me in the bridge was to include a clear moment of consent.
I knew you wanted me by the way you looked me in the eyes. I asked if it's alright, and when you said yes, it was no surprise.
Especially being in college as the Me Too movement was really gaining a lot of momentum. I saw a big shift in energy, how people interact with each other when it comes to any kind of intimacy. It was definitely time for a conversation, and I think there's still a much bigger conversation to be had. Really dig into why. Why do those behaviors happen? Where are people going wrong? When it comes to the behaviors of men, I think that there's just a big lack of education and understanding. When you're growing up, it's tough because it's not an easy thing to talk about. No one wants to talk to their parents about how do you seduce someone, how do you do this, do that, whatever, You don't want to get that play-by-play from your parents or probably most of whoever are the grown-ups you're looking up to that, you're close with, that you can talk to. That's a tough thing for, I think, the vast majority of people. I know for me, and in talking to a lot of other people, a lot of young men are looking to movies, to music, to social media, to books, whatever in pop culture that they can look to as a reference. You find that character or that celebrity or the whoever that you admire, that just known for such a ladies' man or such a suave man, and is so successful in that regard, and you start to use that as a blueprint and look at what do they do. And I think that's where we have failed as a society, is putting an importance on the right way to do things in those kinds of settings. These pop culture references are a fantasy, and young men are looking at them and trying to play that out as a reality. That's where there was a lot of confusion for me, trying to figure these kinds of things out growing up. And the same can be said for almost every man I've talked to. So I made a promise to myself that if there is going to be a song where there is any kind of progression of intimacy, especially in a case where it's outside of the context of an already, consensual relationship, I felt that it's really important to include the consent piece into the song. When young men listen to my music, I want them to see a story, that there is a script, there is a blueprint that you can follow that is just as successful as these, fantasies you see in the movies and in TV shows, what have you. And that's something that you can really take and put into practice in the real world in a healthy way. That's why I wrote the bridge lyrics that I did. I wanted to illustrate that even if you're catching on to the body language, even if you're catching on to the vibe, that isn't always enough. That's not really enough. You really should take it that next step further. Say something. If you can tell they're feeling it, if you're getting a vibe that they're feeling it, then saying it isn't going to ruin anything. There's no reason why, if you're catching that vibe from somebody, that you shouldn't say something. Teaching that to young men as they're growing up, maybe that's the next shift in society that needs to be worked on. So then we go to the second part of the bridge.
But baby, I thought this was only for tonight. But now I got these feelings and you make them hard to fight.
You really feel the walls and the defenses really struggling at this point, really wanting to give in. It's a certain moment, a decision-making moment of, this isn't what I expected, but am I struggling with this so much because maybe it's really what I wanted? Unfortunately, in the case of the person in this song, they don't choose to give in. We go to the drop chorus, right? And the reason I decided to make it a drop chorus is I wanted to feel a little bit more tentative. Am I really sure about what I'm saying? I wanted to feel like this is something that I'm saying just to convince myself, but I don't really believe it.
You got intentions, and they're not the same as mine. You never mentioned the way you feel inside. Don't attempt it, 'cause you'll only be denied. I just intended to have some fun tonight.
after we get through the drop chorus, then it goes back into the full chorus. There's so many of us that just give in to that voice in our head that's trying to fool ourselves into staying reserved and not opening ourselves up. We resist that, right? And we double down, and we fill our head with the messages of what's comfortable to believe, what's easy is really what it is. We we surround ourselves with things that will confirm what's easy for us to believe. That's when you have that other bit come in at the end. Over the top, if you're listening closely, you have kind of a chorus of voices that repeats over and over again. The point that I wanted to make with that is there is a need to just have so many voices, so many things in the environment around us to confirm this lie to ourselves. And because if it was really true, you wouldn't need that many voices in your head telling you that this is what you want. There only has to be that many voices because you're really trying to drown out what the heart really wants. So that's the song. One of the things that's fun with this song is it can be enjoyable to listen to dance to just have a good time to. Almost metaphorically, with listening to the song, you can choose to ignore the deeper message of this song and just enjoy the song for being a good song. But for those that are willing to take that leap of faith, willing to dig deeper into it and understand what the meaning truly is, there's a lot to dig into. And it's an open-ended discussion. It's meant to be that way. It's meant for each listener to take the song as they will, to take the song as far, as deep as they would like to for themselves, and come up with their own answer, to finish the story themselves. So that's Intentions. It's on all streaming platforms. Thank you so much to everybody who has already listened to it, who continues to listen to the song. If you like the song, please do share it. Let's get this song out to as many people as possible. Let's start a conversation. I'll see you next time, and until then, stay royal.